The pristine waterways of Bougainville, an autonomous region in Papua New Guinea, are under severe threat. Once celebrated for their clarity and abundance of life, these waters now face pollution from alluvial gold mining activities. The urgency of addressing this environmental crisis cannot be overstated, as the health of both the ecosystem and the local communities hangs in the balance. Alluvial mining, though a significant source of income, brings with it a host of environmental challenges. Mining practices disrupt the riverbeds, leading to sedimentation and chemical contamination, which directly impacts the quality of water. As global attention slowly turns towards this issue, understanding the specific causes and effects is crucial for any effective intervention. The contamination of water sources in Bougainville is more than an environmental issue. It is a crisis that jeopardizes human health and ecological balance. Immediate actions are required to mitigate these effects, and this essay aims to shed light on the gravity of the situation and the necessary steps forward. The mechanisms through which mining pollutes water sources in Bougainville are multifaceted. Sediment runoff is perhaps the most visible issue. As miners disturb the soil and rock to extract gold, vast amounts of sediment are washed into rivers. This not only muddies the water, but also disrupts aquatic habitats, suffocating fish and blocking light necessary for photosynthesis in aquatic plants. Mercury usage in gold extraction presents another severe risk. This toxic substance is used to amalgamate with gold, facilitating its extraction from other materials. Unfortunately, mercury is also highly toxic, contaminating water and entering the food chain through bioaccumulation. Small-scale miners, often lacking alternative technologies, rely on this hazardous method, unaware or unable to manage its dire environmental implications. Lastly, waste disposal from mining operations compounds the problem. Without proper regulation, miners often leave behind piles of debris and chemicals, which are either washed into waterways by rain or leach harmful substances into the soil and water. This not only affects water quality, but also renders land unusable for agriculture, further impacting local food security and livelihoods. The environmental repercussions of polluted waterways in Bougainville extend far beyond the immediately visible. Ecosystems reliant on clean water are deteriorating, with significant declines in biodiversity. Aquatic species pivotal to the food chain are the first to be affected. This reduction in biodiversity threatens the stability of the ecosystem, making it less resilient to other stresses like climate change. Communities in Bougainville who depend on these waterways for drinking, cooking and washing are experiencing escalating health problems. Contaminated water sources lead to diseases such as mercury poisoning, which manifests in neurological damage and debilitating health conditions. Children are particularly vulnerable, often suffering from developmental issues as a result of exposure to toxic substances in water. The socio-economic impacts are equally devastating. Polluted waters mean fewer fish and less clean water, directly affecting the livelihoods of those who depend on natural resources. This not only deepens poverty, but also fuels further environmental degradation, as communities are forced to exploit remaining resources more intensively. Section 4. Mitigating the damage, current efforts and future directions. Efforts to combat the environmental damage in Bougainville are underway, but need significant amplification. Local NGOs have begun collaborating with international environmental groups to provide education on sustainable mining practices. These initiatives include training miners to use less harmful techniques and promoting awareness about the long-term benefits of environmental stewardship. Moreover, pilot projects demonstrating alternative mining technologies that do not use mercury are gaining traction. These technologies not only prevent pollution, but also increase the efficiency of gold recovery, providing a win-win scenario for both miners and the environment. However, the adoption of such technologies requires funding and political support, which are currently inadequate. Future directions must focus on stronger regulations and enforcement. The local government, with support from international bodies, should establish stringent controls on mining practices and ensure that environmental protection is a priority. Additionally, establishing protected areas where mining is prohibited can help preserve critical habitats and maintain ecological balance. Section 5. Conclusion: a call for action. The situation in Bougainville demands immediate attention and action. Sustainable mining practices are not just an option, but a necessity to prevent further ecological damage and to safeguard the health of local communities. It is imperative that all stakeholders, miners, government agencies, NGOs, and international partners work collaboratively to enforce regulations and invest in sustainable technologies. It is equally important for the global community to recognize and act on these environmental challenges. By supporting efforts in Bougainville, we contribute to a model of sustainable development that can be replicated in other regions facing similar issues. Let this be a call to action to protect our planet's precious water resources and ensure a healthy, sustainable future for all.